Hi, I'm Aaron Little, and this is Performance Edge. And normally we're in Lexington, Kentucky, but today we're in Camden, Tennessee at Tactical Response with my good friend James Yeager. We just wrapped up teaching the first ever full contact gunfighting class. What is that? That is a kind of an integration of hand-to-hand, edge weapons, firearms, striking, wrestling, grappling in a combative environment. The reason we're here in Camden, Tennessee is James wanted to be the first one to host that class, so thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Here following, we'll see some clips, some photos, some video from the class. My thought is this is kind of a missing link. You know, there's other places that offer combatives classes, offer firearms classes. We wanted to do something that kind of combined the two, that really helps drive home. Not every fight is a lethal force situation, but if you're going to train, you need to train how to do both. Not lethal force, recognizing when it shifts from one to the other and knowing how to respond accordingly.
If I could jump in?
Please do.
You know, as a police officer, I was taught in the academy that if there wasn't a gun at the scene, you know, the call, if there wasn't one before I got there, there was one when I got there. And on average, about 1 in 5 police officers that are murdered in the line of duty are murdered with their own gun. And so I believe that training, that there's a severe hole in firearms training as it concerns these types of things. And I think this class, among other things, I think it plugs right into that 1 in 5 police officers that are murdered, and there's really no way to account for civilians. I know just in Nashville, Tennessee, that recently a guy open carrying, a bad guy took his gun away from him and robbed him. Wow. You know, and stuff like that. So having these kinds of skills is absolutely imperative, and this class absolutely delivers.
You know, we wanted something, exactly what you're saying. We wanted something that would, when something starts off as most fights start off as a hand-to-hand thing. You have a firearm, you need to be able to retain your firearm. You need to be able to, you've got an edge weapon, you need to retain your edge weapon. You need to be able to access those in a fight if it's called for that. You need to recognize when that person that you're going hands-on with is trying to access their gun, their knife, trying to access your gun, your knife.
Let's let me back it way back. There are people that think, well, I'm just not going to get into a fight, and if there's a problem, I'll just shoot the person. I mean, and I'm sorry,
right?
But that's not the way it is. There are any number of situations where you might find yourself in this weird, like, this guy doesn't have a gun or a knife, but he's swinging at me, and I'm a healthy adult male. He's a healthy adult male. There's no disparity of force. The judges say I can't whip out my blaster.
Right.
So now I'm in this precarious situation. I don't want to be in a fight, but here I am in the fight. And a lot of guys that conceal carry or carry a gun kind of stick their head in the sand and act like that's not going to happen to them. And unfortunately, that's probably the most likely scenario that you'll run into. And yet, most people are woefully unprepared for that, mentally and physically.
Sure. You know, we tell students that not every physical altercation is a lethal force situation. In reality, most physical altercations are not lethal force situations. If the only tool you have in your toolbox is a hammer, all your problems look like nails. If you carry a firearm to solve all your problems with, then you risk the chance of shooting someone that didn't need to die, or that you didn't have to kill. That is two different things. You know, it could be that maybe you were justified in killing them, but that doesn't necessarily mean they needed to die.
Right.
And if you train, you have more options.
And nobody wants to die, but probably the worst way to die is being killed with your own gun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In this class, full contact gunfighting class, you'll learn how to stop that from happening. But again, James, thanks so much for hosting the first class.
Oh,
listen,
my honor.
Yeah. James has kind of been on me for a long time to get this class going. But that's in the past. now we've already taught the first one. We're moving forwards. We will teach this class. We can take it on the road. There is no ammo in this class, so that saves us some money. We can teach it anywhere. This one we taught in a classroom and out in a field. So we can pretty much teach this class anywhere. We use blue guns, training knives, that kind of gear.
Like if you want to host him doing this, probably a city park. You could get away with it in a city park.
That might be kind of fun to do it in a city park.
But certainly, if you got a nice backyard, you could probably even host one of these at your home. I'm not speaking for you, but
we could do that.
But, I mean, so this is a class that's pretty. Since it's not live fire, there's really no excuse not to host it. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much anybody, any place could host it.
So if you're interested in doing this class, you can check out our schedule. Look for dates at our home gym in Lexington, Kentucky. Look for offerings we might have around the country or the world or wherever you want to bring us.
And check getoffthex.com to read reviews of the class. Yes. Aaron's been an instructor with Tactical Response for over a decade. Absolutely one of the finest instructors I've ever worked with in my life, and he's knocking this one out of the park.
Yep. All right, so here in just a minute, we'll get some more video in here. Again, thanks for watching. If you have thoughts, comments, ideas about this video, please leave them in the comment section below. Please consider subscribing so you can check out what videos we have coming up in the future. And please share this with your friends so they can see what we're into. Thanks.
Thanks.